I just want to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Mika Augustine, and I represent Seint Beauty. So for those of you wondering, what is this Seint? What is it actually about? Just want to give you some just basic information. One of the main things that Seint is known for, formerly known as Maskcara Beauty, they rebranded last fall. So they are known primarily for something known as 3D Hack Foundation. Hack stands for highlight and contour. Highlight and contour makes up what is traditionally known as your foundation, but rather than one swoop of one color that you're trying to color match your face, it consists of 3 colors. Your highlight, which is at least 2 colors, preferably 3, and 1 contour. This all together is like a paint by number system where you put different highlights in different section of your face, the contour in the areas that you want to add dimension and definition, and all of this one layer creates your foundation. And it's great because we are not one-dimensional. We are not one flat color like your traditional foundation. We are several colors, lots of colors. So that together creates just a more realistic you. It's just you enhanced instead of hiding behind a mass of foundation color. So hopefully that makes sense. You get to customize your own compact with your own colors. So this is just a single 4-layer compact, and the way it works is you get these great little tins. They're all beautifully designed, little different designs on them, and each of them is a different color. So this is one of the highlight colors. So it gets a little confusing. Highlight is what is traditionally known with other makeup as foundation. We call those highlight. What is traditionally known as highlight in other makeup companies is what we call Illuminator. So that gets a little tricky at the beginning, but once you have it down, it's a no-brainer. So you just pop those little babies right in there, and you get to put them in the order that you want. And that's how that works. We have different compact sizes. Ideally, I like all of my new clients to start with what's called a mini double decker, because that gives you enough room to grow with, as well as your main hat colors. And then of course you can add your lip and cheek, eye colors, etc. There are all sorts of products available, but it's fabulous because everything fits in a nice, neat, compact, convenient, easy palette instead of having some clunky makeup bag or a caboodle. Everything is nice and compact here, which is especially fabulous for travel. And if you're not a big traveler, that's okay. Just for a weekend, just on the go, it's just nice to have everything right there. Now this is what I call the big kahuna. This is a triple decker. And I do recommend, as I said earlier, to start with a larger compact, because you will be sorry. I started with this little guy, and very quickly I realized, ooh, I need more room. Now, the nice thing about the tins is that you can carry them loose. That's especially really nice for something like a lip and cheek color, because then you can carry it with you on the go. The first important thing is to get color match. Please don't go on the website. Thank you for going to my website, but don't shop for your color. Don't try to match what you think, oh, I know how to pick my own color. It doesn't work that way. It's different. All of the colors are warm yellow based, some more than others. Some have a little bit of a green undertone. It's just really important for you to get the right color. Now, it's not a perfect science. We might need 1 or 2 tries, but more than likely, if you try to pick out your own color, you're probably going to get it wrong, because you're just thinking like you are used to when you pick out from another cosmetic line. So we have, super just easy way for you to get color matched. Just send a selfie of yourself. I have a form. I can put that in the link, or it's in my bio. It's also on my Facebook group. Super easy peasy. That goes right to my inbox, and it gives you the instructions on how to send the perfect selfie. That's important. Don't just take any old selfie. It has to be the proper lighting. We want to make sure we see your full face. Your neck is important, maybe a little bit down on your chest, especially now with the warmer months coming. So that is the first thing. So it's important to have a color match. Once you have your colors, so let's get started. This is how you do it. I'm going to do just a basic application. And then, you can get a little more detailed depending on any skin issues or concerns that you might have. So the first thing you want to do is you want to begin with the setting spray. Packaging looks similar to this. It's a gray color now. So you want to spray this on all over. I have already done that just to save time. And just let it air dry. It just takes, 30 seconds or so. And the Perfector Sponge, this is super important. And if you're thinking, oh, I have a ton of those, I think it's softer and it's more affordable. So starting out, you definitely want to end with this. This is what gives you, this is that magic to that second skin look and feel, where you don't feel like you have a lot of makeup on. Even though it's not a lot of makeup, the application takes super little product. The biggest mistake that newbies make is applying too much, because they don't think that they're going to get the coverage that they need, and they think that they need more. But really, less is more with the product. The 3D foundation and most of the products we're seeing are also cream based. It's the best application for cosmetics. It's not cakey. This isn't your grandma's like old-fashioned press cake compact with cracks in it and all goopy. This is just, it melts on your skin. It doesn't sit on your skin, it just moves with your skin. So that's especially beneficial for those of us who aren't 20 anymore. And it's great because it moves instead of accentuating any fine lines or areas that we don't want to be noticeable. It also helps your skin to retain moisture. So that's especially terrific for those normal to dry, but for those of us who are oily, including me, there is an adjustment period. You might be oilier at the beginning because your skin is getting acclimated. It's being tricked, and it's so used to your sebaceous glands trying to produce and pour out oil that it's super important for oily gals to moisturize. It's counterintuitive because it feels like, the last thing I need is moisturizer. But you actually need more than you think, because your skin is thinking that it needs it and it keeps producing it. So the more that you provide it, the less it will produce it on its own. So after you apply it, you can take your Perfector Sponge. Now, it's also really important to know how to use this properly. What you want to do is completely drench it. Run it under running water. Just keep squishing it till it doubles in size. This is the original size. It's hard to tell on this phone, but it almost doubles in size when you wet it properly. And then you want to squish all the water out, just as hard as you can squeeze till you drip all the water out. Then after that, you want to take a clean towel, wrap it in a towel, squeeze it as hard as you can again, so that it ends up feeling like damp, almost not even damp, just kind of cold. But you want to do that first, and then while it's sitting around, by the time you're ready to use it, it's just the right consistency so that it seals in your product without taking too much off or ruining your makeup. That's a problem with using it dry or too wet. So, sorry, I know we keep starting over. After your setting spray, you want to take then that Perfector Sponge, and you just want to make sure it's all over. Now, I've already done my eye makeup just for the sake of time, but just go right over your eyes, all over, down your neck. We are going to put some product down our neck, okay? And then we can begin. So some people start with the contour. Some people start with the highlight. You know what? It doesn't really matter as long as you get the steps in there. So you're going to have to kind of get your groove, find what works for you. I kind of go back and forth, but I typically, so I'll just kind of show you the way I find works best. So you want to take your brushes, and then there's a whole, I could do a whole video about brushes. Right now, I am currently posting for this month, highlighting all of Seint's brushes. They're fabulous. They're wonderful. They are like magic. They will make the product go on like nothing else. I can tell you from experience, I wasn't interested in the brushes. I had really nice brushes I had invested in. It just didn't work properly until I finally broke down and bought 1 or 2 brushes. So I'm going to start with this, detail brush, and I'm going to start with the contour under my jawline. So again, this is to create definition. It's also great for hiding double chin, any little droopiness that we might have. And you just want to just go down under, little under the ear, and you just want to pull that down. Now, if you go down the sides of your neck, that does help to elongate. I do have a shorter neck. Okay, and you want to go across your forehead. I know it's hard to tell with the lighting. I have the mirror like right behind my phone, so I'm looking at both. The more that you want to camouflage your forehead, the more you will pull the product down. I do not have a large forehead, so I'm gonna stay pretty close to my hairline. You also want to make sure you just kind of go back into your hair a little bit so that you don't see that white line from your scalp. And basically, you just want to do like an E. You're going to go down. Now, if you could probably see it, I have actually shadowing already. I almost have like a natural contour right there. I'm going to just do a little bit more, but on this side, I don't have it nearly as dark. So that goes to show, you know, we are not perfectly symmetrical. There's always different things going on. And day to day, also, it might change. Just like our under eye area will change, you know, depending on how tired or rested we are, or allergies, or all sorts of things that we might be going through. So now this is going to look dark, little scary, but we're going to blend it all out and it'll look great when we are finished. So that's it for contour, except for my nose. I'll do that later. Now, as I mentioned, I've already done my eye makeup, but a great tip is, if I never knew this, never occurred to me, you should always do your eye makeup first in case you get fallout, which we tend to do. This way, cleanup is a breeze and you're already done, and then you can concentrate on the rest of your face rather than doing your eyes last, getting mascara down, messing up your makeup, getting any fallout from your eyeshadow. So that's just a little tip. I do try to do that first, although I tend to forget to do it first when I do videos. Okay, so main highlight colors. So now I have a lot of colors here. I am an artist and I do use more than one, but like these are my 3 colors. So this would be like your camouflage color or your main color. This would be what I would call the bridge color. And then this would be the pop color that goes in just a few areas. So I'll show you how that works. So see what brush I'm going to use. Sometimes if you use the end of the detail brush or the blend brush, some people like the finger method. I don't love it. And again, it's a matter of preference or style. But if I just kind of dot along with that bottom edge, it works kind of like the finger method. And the nice thing about, if you kind of plop it on where it needs to, again, this is my main color. Notice I'm going kind of in that beard area. As terrible as that sounds, you know what area I'm talking about. If you kind of leave it there for a minute or two, it helps it to melt in and blend even easier. Then I'm going to take that bridge color. This is my second color, and I'm going to dot that. So this would be a triangle. And just notice triangle under your eye. Now, typical concealer, we're taught to just kind of swoop right underneath. You don't want to do that. You want to go pull it down further so that you have this nice blend. It looks like I'm applying a lot. I am not. I am literally tapping. And you don't want to really drag. It might look like I'm dragging, but I'm actually like tapping along. Okay, so that bridge color, I'm also going to go up here. And then notice I'm leaving certain areas blank. So just think of it as paint by numbers. You're going to go different sections, have different colors, just like I explained at the beginning. So now I'm going to take that third pop color. We want to focus that on the areas that we want to have the brightest. This is called the triangle of light. And this is, I might have to go back and apply it. Like to usually do this little part with my finger. This is where we want, when people look at us, we want them to focus on our eyes. So that illusion, using the brighter highlight, does that. All right, so now I'm going to take the blending brush. This is usually my favorite brush. And you're just going to start blending it out. And again, this is like it's a combination of like a press and a light buff. Just to blend it around. I'm going to flip that over. This is easier to blend with the smaller section with that area under your eye. The nice thing is too, you can go right over outside the eye if you get any eye makeup on there to do a little swoop of cleanup. And blend out above. Again, just keep tapping and buffing. If you can see, I have like a little bit of redness on like around my nose. I'm going to take that second color just to very lightly. You don't want a lot of makeup on your nose. It's kind of hard to hide that where it just looks obvious like you have makeup. Okay. And then lastly, I'm just going to, well, not lastly, almost lastly, pick a lip and cheek. And for that, I usually recommend some of my favorites or just ask you, what do you prefer? Do you prefer pinks or warm colors or neutrals? For my blusher, I like to use something a little bit more dense just to apply it. Like not blend it, just to put it where I want it. So if you do a little smirk, not like a huge, just a little smirk, you just want to put it like about an inch away from your nose. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to that blending brush. In this, I do swirl. I do a little more than just tapping. It's like I'm swirling and pressing at the same time. Okay, and then you want to take your Illuminator. Rose Gold is one of my favorites. And then the Rose Gold with perfume. There are 4 scents. They're all rose gold, but they're 4 different scents. It's a perfume and illuminator built in, so that's really nice. You just want to tap this for just some extra pop. It's really wherever you want it. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose. You don't have to contour my nose, your nose, but my nose is a little wider, so I do like, once I learned to do this trick. I like this Multitasker brush. A lot of people will use the detail brush this end because it's got this nice shape this way. I'm just not good at it for some reason, so I prefer the Multitasker, I have a little more control. And you just want to connect that right up to your brows. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Just tip at the bottom. And then if you take your pop color, that third color, just swoop that down so that you give it a little bit of light. Put it on your Cupid's bow, your 10, part of that triangle, creating that triangle of light. Take that blending brush, lightly blend it. You don't want to completely blend away the contour you just did. And I think, let's see, almost done. We did our Illuminator. We just need our lips. So I'm going to take Royal is what I did. And I like that it's a, I think it's a semi-gloss. It's very, very sheer. It looks really dark and deep, but it goes on super sheer. That goes to, for these are lip and cheeks. They all, you know, some of them look really, really bright, kind of scary, but you control how much you put on. That looks terrifying. I wanted to try it. I kept hearing, see, look at that. That's Lolly. It's discontinued, but it's very close to one called Dahlia. That's it. Only thing left. Remember your magic trick, your second skin. Want to put that setting spray one more time. Take that Perfector sponge that we talked about, how to prep it properly. And you just want to press. You don't want to drag it. You want to press. And this seals in your product. You can go right over your eye makeup. It will remove any excess product. So you want to press it into your skin in kind of in an upward motion, especially that contour and cheek area. The tip, you can press under your eye. Now, if you have an issue of creasing, which sometimes I do under the eye, this is the Vanilla Dusting Powder. It is Seint's translucent powder. It's not super translucent, especially if you tend to be a little darker, but it's great for just super lightly. It's very, very finely milled, which is really important so that you don't get any cakiness. It's great to just apply. Where's that other brush? Just right underneath, very little, very lightly under your eye area to keep it from creasing. And notice I did that just after the setting spray, after pressing everything in. The one final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my main color, which is Mango. If you notice, you might not be able to see it. I have a blemish. Haven't had a blemish in a long time. Not sure where that came from. So after you're all done, you want to take, this is that Multitasker brush in that little end. Just place that main color, just tiny amount, gone, completely disappeared. So that's a great trick. You want to do that at the end because this way you don't want it to move. Otherwise, if you do it before, it's going to keep moving because it's the cream 3D foundation is meant to move. That is it, friends. So that is 3D foundation. Again, contact me about getting color match. I have a super easy form. I can attach that, and you can select your palette, your colors, and that's it. So thanks again for being here.